Thanks for tuning in to GTO Good Old Boys. Buckle up and enjoy the show with your host, Paul Ponder.
Hey guys, we're down here at Waterfront, and I'm Paul Ponder, the host of GTO Good Old Boys podcast. We want to tell you how much we really appreciate you tuning in tonight and in support of the GTO Good Old Boys. We've got one of the good old boys right here, Mr. Monty Knight. He's the owner and founder of Thump Gel. It has really took off around here, and we want to find out what type of person Monty Knight is, how he come up with this, and he might even tell us what's in it. I doubt it, but we're fixing to find out, guys. Monty, how long have you been dealing with this Thump Gel stuff?
Oh, man, to be honest with you, this actually goes right back to the year of 2000. Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, it's been at least that long.
Wow,
Absolutely.
it's been several years in the making then.
It has. It's been tweaked and played with for quite a while.
What did you do prior to this? You professionally fished at one point in your life, did you not?
That was actually the passion that started it. You know, it was I've always grew up wanting to be a professional fisherman. You know, Paul Elias is my hero as I was coming up in school, and yeah, and that drove me to make the perfect fish attractant. Right. I was a big fan of all fish attractants, you know, and I tell everybody, I mean, when you go fishing, it's about getting the odds in your favor. Okay. And the more of those odds you can stack up, the better you are, you know, of actually catching a fish. So in the midst of doing that, I was a guy that kept a big old can of Bang in my back pocket, and I was all the time spraying my butt with it. And
You're just trying to get everything to smell garlic, wouldn't you?
Yeah. So, and I was a big sight fisherman. I love to sight fish. I love to swim a jig. And all of those, I'm a shallow water fisherman. It's been my passion. And all of that just led to me wanting to build the perfect fish attractant. At that time, it was for me. Right. I wanted easy access. I wanted to make sure it stayed on. And I wanted it to be visible. I wanted to be able to tweak my baits the way I wanted them to look like. And all of that just played a role. And when I started fishing professionally on the FLW tour, heck, me and Bobby Lane used to room together. To this day, Bobby still ain't got a tube.
Well, I wouldn't tell a whole lot of folks I was rooming with Bobby Lane with his brother staying here. No, I'm kidding. Bobby's a good guy.
Yeah.
But so it took you 24 years to get it to perfect it, or 22 years? Well,
I'd say to come up with the different colors. You know, the Green Magic was the very first one.
Green Magic?
Yep, Green Magic is the very first one. That was the one that started it all, and it was actually this time of year as fish start getting on the nest, getting in the bed, and laying eggs. You know, a lot of people may not realize this, but when that female first lays all those eggs on that nest, those eggs will turn. With the naked eye, if you were to look at it looking down in the water, it just looks like a big old wad of a lot of glitter sitting down there with the light flashing off of it and all of that. And I wanted something to stick on the head of my bait, so when I was swimming in that nest and it was an attractant, that when she swam by and I lifted it up and hit her on the side or did something with it, that flake would fall off, or there would be something attached to the bait look like I was messing with her nest and her eggs.
Oh, you're just going to get in her business, wouldn't you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Once you get in a female's business, you're in trouble, ain't you?
That's exactly right. So, and that was the start of the whole deal, and I kept it to myself for years.
How'd you do that? How'd you keep it to yourself? You was about to bust, wouldn't you?
No. Hey, you talk to a lot of these fishermen. There's a lot of tricks out there that still nobody's told about.
I hear you. I just can't keep my mouth shut.
But no, and then, you know, my professional career came to an end. That was some of my fault. You know, me and the wife didn't get along a whole lot. So I had to lay that to the side and get back to the real working world. Right. And, few years back, let's bring you up to par. I guess it's in August of 2021.
Okay.
And, that's when the YouTube, everybody started getting on YouTube, hearing about influencers and all of that. And I just had a pulling in my heart. Was at church one day and was sitting in a church pew. And I mean, it hit me like a ton of bricks. I mean, it just felt like the Lord told me, he says, look, Monty, you need to start tubing this up. And I sort of ignored it for about 2 or 3 days. And then it got to the point that I was waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm just like, okay, it's evident he's speaking. It's time to go.
Okay.
And it's a funny little thing that happened here. I just started putting this up for 3 nights in a row. I started tubing it up, getting it ready to sort of bring to try to bring it to market. And then there was a young couple in a church that started a tackle store.
Right.
And they approached me wanting to know, hey, could we put it in our store? And I just like, yeah, well, okay, whatever.
Well, it probably tickled you to death.
Yeah, it did. It did. I was
made you
tickled
feel
to death.
good.
I did. And Lord and behold, that was like in August of 2021. And then in October, the crappie started biting up here on Gunnersville Lake at the Goose Pond Colony over there. And this thing went viral with the crappie. And I had no idea that the crappie liked it as much as they did. Because back when I was fishing, hey.
And what color was this?
This was the Green Magic.
Show
the Green Magic. This one right here.
Oh, that one. I done knocked one over.
Yep, the Green Magic. It sort of looks like watermelon candy if you really want to get down to it. And so from there, the word started getting out, and then, hey, Andrew Norby, which Andrew and I go to the same church,
right?
But we wasn't real close acquaintances at all. But he had heard it from some other people in the church that were crappie fishermen, and one thing led to another. And Andrew got on board and sort of helped us sort of get this name out there. And then met with Andrew. Andrew and I went fishing. He wanted to try it out. Next thing you know, he's like, I'm all on board, man. Let's go. Let's go hard. And I didn't try to figure everything out. I started making steps of faith, and it felt right. Surrounding myself with the right people. I'm sitting across from one right here.
Well, I appreciate that. I don't know if it's true or not.
But yes, I tell you, it's been an awesome ride, and we just got back from Red Crest. That was our first show. 3 years into this, well, it'll be 3 years come August of this year, of 2023. Wow. And the response from people is crazy. I heard stories after stories after stories. Our reviews are just going out the roof on judgeme.com, Thump Gel. I mean, there's new reviews that pop up almost every single day, 5-star with stories behind it.
Right.
So, people are having a great experience with it.
Stories are good.
Oh, man, the stories are everything.
That's it.
Stories are everything. Children, people sending me pictures of their children holding up fish.
Ooh, sweet.
And I had a elderly man send me a picture he took his friend that had just got diagnosed with cancer, and he wanted to go take him fishing, and they went to a little local pond.
Right.
And said he fished for about 30 minutes and didn't have a bite. And then the guy remembered to say, hey, I got a tube of that Thump Gel. And he put it on there, and his very next cast caught a 4.5 pounder, and they sent me the picture.
Really?
Yeah. So it's stories like that
that make you go back and put another piece in the bucket.
I tell you, I shared it with everybody at Red Crest that come by and asked. I said, just
sort of humbles you down, don't it?
Oh, it does. It does. It does.
Doing things for people make you feel good. I don't care who you are or what you say. If you do something for somebody and make them grin, it's fun.
It is. It's been a blast, man. And there's no telling what the good Lord, hey, they say the good Lord start blowing in your sail, you better get ready because there's no telling where it's going to go. And I truly feel from the bottom of my heart that's what's happening.
Right. I see what you're saying. Now, you said earlier that you were sitting there and it happened in church while the preacher was preaching. You thinking about Thump Gel. Ain't you supposed to be listening to the preacher?
Well, I was hopefully I was listening to the main preacher.
Okay, that sounds like a winner. Well, we're fixing to go on a little break, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. We'll pick up from where we left off and go to another step, okay?
Man, sounds great. Looking forward to it.
We'll be back with more GTO Good Old Boys after this.
to Eden's Energy and Protein. We are now open on Saturdays 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Sundays 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. until school is out. We offer T-bombs, protein shakes, coffee, shaved ice cream, banana splits, and last but not least, everyone's favorite, the most delicious milkshakes. Come by and see us. Don't miss out on a great sweet treat after a long day on the water. We are located right outside of Waterfront at 6955 Scottsboro Highway. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Eden's Energy and Protein. Thank you, and we hope to see you soon.
Now back to more with GTO, Good Old Boys.
Hey guys, welcome back. We're down here at Waterfront with Mr. Monty Knight with Thump Gel. He's feeling the thump, or feel the thump, right?
That's right.
That's that southern talk.
That's right.
Them northern folks ain't gonna know what the thump is. So
They'll figure it out.
They'll figure it out sooner or later. Throw it out there. Well, let's go through each one of these Thump Gel packages, and you talk about and tell us about each one of them and how it needs to be put on.
All right, great. Be glad to. All right, so the first one, Green Magic. The Green Magic is what I felt like is the closest to being a minnow watermelon candy with all purple, red, green chartreuse flakes in it. It's a watermelon candy color. That was what I was striving for when looking at those fish that are on the nest. But it's a great, if you're looking for a fish attractant that will cover A to Z, if you don't know which one to choose,
right?
Green Magic is the one you want to choose.
Okay.
If anybody gets confused, it doesn't make any difference if you're talking bass fishing, crappie fishing, sauger fishing, brim fishing. Hey, Green Magic will never let you down.
There you go.
I'm telling you.
All right, boys, get your pen and pencil out and write down these ones to go to.
All right, and the Orange Crush. Orange Crush, we designed this one. And by the way, all the formula in all of these are the same. The only difference is the color or the color of the main product, and we put some extra different flakes in each and every one to suit the fishermen of the look they may be looking for.
Okay.
Now this one is, buddy, it's been hot this year. The Orange Crush. Orange Crush is designed for when you're on your jigs or on your chatterbaits where you're fishing that red or that orange look on that crawfish and on them rattle traps. Man, there has been some big old stories of some big fish caught this year on this Orange Crush.
What about it coming off of a hard bait, Monty? Now,
well, let me tell you. On soft plastics, let's talk soft plastics first.
Okay.
If a soft plastic bait, if it comes out of the package pre-lubed, some of these companies will pre-lube their baits to help the packaging and keep the bait separated. If it has that, you've got to get that off. Okay. Either wipe it off or cast with it 3 or 4 times and get that off, because basically what I explain to everybody, the Thump Gel is the egg and your bait is a frying pan and you want it to stick. Okay. So if there's anything in between there, like we would do to keep an egg from sticking, spray Pam on it, that's that oil coat. You need to get that removed off.
Is there any way you can get it off prior to going fishing and put them in a Ziploc bag?
Yeah. Yep. Well, they would probably need to just wipe them off. Wipe them off or do something to try to get that off there. But anyway, on a soft plastic bait, I don't care if you're talking a fluke, a wacky rig, a jig, or punch bait, these swim baits, that's got, especially a bait that's got the grooves in it. Oh,
contact looking baits?
Yes, sir. That's a cat's meow. It's going to stay on there literally 20 to 30 casts.
Wow.
Now on a hard bait.
Okay.
Here we go. One application lasts all day. I don't care if you put it on there before you launch the boat, and then you take the boat out at dark, and when you grab that rattle trap or that glide bait or something to hook it back to the reel to put it in a rod locker, when you grab that bait, you're still going to feel this product on there. One application. You can paint a farm with this stuff.
Really?
Yes, sir.
That is amazing.
That was one thing that I was striving for.
Now, does all of it have that tendency?
Oh, yes, sir.
So
yes,
every
sir.
one of them made the same?
Yes, sir. The same product. It's just a color. So the orange is for the crawfish type and look, or if you're in, real muddy water, you want an orange. Now, look here. Now, we designed the Minna Candy. The Minna Candy is pink, and it's become a hot one, too, as well. A lot of people don't realize on your swim bait. Let's go say you go catch a skipjack out here. Gunnersville slam full of these big old skipjack. These big fish love to eat those big shad type blue. Them blue herring. When you hold them up to the sunlight, and when they're out of the water, or you look at them, it has a slight tendency of a pink hue on the side of that bait. On the side of their scales. So that's where the pink come from as far as bass fishing. Now, crappie absolutely love pink, period.
That's right.
Hands down, I think you can fish pink year round and slay them. But that was behind that. And, and we started figuring out that this thing would even stick to live bait. Absolutely. It will stick to live bait. It gives a person who loves to fish with live bait, whether it be minnows or shad or whatever it is you like to fish. But again, we're got to go back to the egg and the frying pan.
Right.
Live bait has a slight slime coat on it. So you've got to I would take the tail and maybe a little bit up the tail, wipe it on your jeans or wipe it on a cloth or something, wipe a little, got to break that slime coat. Then you can put a little bit of this on the tail and up the side. Hey man, I went to a friend of mine told me he went over to Mississippi and showed a guy some of this on the tackle store, and he went up there in his minnow vat. And he said, let me see one of them minnows that's about half dead right now. He went over there and got it, and he did that exact same thing and put it on the tail, and he dropped it back in there with the rest of them minnows. And he says that thing went in there and started swimming around. You could see that pink and that. He had the chartreuse. He said, but you can see him swimming down there. Easily pick him out in front of all the other minnows.
I'm going to try that up here, and I'm going to video it. And so we're going to try that. Don't forget that.
So but that's the purpose behind the pink. Again, for the crappie fishermen, the bass fishermen that want that different look on their swim baits, glide baits. And there's going to be some of that. There's some new ones coming that we're super, super excited about, too, for glide baits as well. The cranking gel. The cranking gel, when I first designed it, was basically for deep summer cranking. For go on these 10XDs and for deep cranking. And Andrew grabbed a hold of it. Andrew Norby, he was the one that sort of helped with the prototypes of this stuff. And I mean, he was putting it on there so thick that the gel was sticking on the side of the bait. It would literally make the bait, when you cranked it back to the boat, actually go off course to one side. I said, hold on, man. You don't have to paint a farm with this stuff. Just put a little slight coat on it. And, man, it was hot. I mean, it is a hot way. And speaking at Red Crest, I had a gentleman walk up to me, and he bought 10 tubes of this stuff just for his rattle traps. He said, he said he was catching fish on a chrome and blue-black rattle trap, and then he lost it, and he tied on another one on, and then he said it had been about, 15, 20 minutes, and he hadn't caught a fish, and he remembered he wanted blue on it. So he remembered the cranking gel's got blue flake on it. So he started, it happened by mistake. That's the story I'm getting to. Right. I mean, he put the cranking gel on the side of his chrome rattle trap, and he said, Monty, the next 4 casts in a row, I caught 4 fish in a row.
Wow.
And he said, I was amazed how he said, I slayed them from that. And he said he was fishing in the back of the boat in a tournament, and the boater up there said, man, what did you just do? He said he kept it a secret too. He said, I guess I'm just that good.
I hear you. Well, Monty, let's stop right there and go to a little short break. And what we'll do is we'll come back and finish those 2. And then we got something that looks like a shark right here.
That's right.
We're going to talk about that.
The Thump Net.
Y'all, don't go away. Get you something to drink. Get ready to sit back and watch the end of the show. Y'all have a good one.
We'll be back with more GTO Good Old Boys after this.
How's it it going, everyone? This is JD coming to you from Waterfront, and today we're going to highlight a way to catch bass in May, and also, if you're in the Bass Cash Bass, catching a tag-fish in May, and that's going to be swim-based. In the month of May, you know, most of your fish, they're finishing up the spawn, they're swimming out in deep, and one thing that they love to eat is swim bait. So here we have an assortment of swim baits. We carry a lot of name brands here at Waterfront, and we're going to rig them up on either a weedless option if you're fishing off the bank or in the grass shallow, or a regular jig head. This enables you to fish from shallow all the way to as deep as you want to go. So, these swim baits here work great. What's cool about baits like these, there's ribs in them, is you can take this Thump Gel here and rub it in the ribs here, and that scent's going to stay on the bait, so the fish will have something to see, feel, and taste. So, y'all come check these baits out here at Waterfront. I'll be happy to help you find the one that works best for you.
Now back to more with GTO. Good old boys.
Hey guys, we're back again. We got Monty still here. He's got 2 more of these Thump Gel tubes to cover with you. So you make yourself at home, my man.
All right, brother. We're going to talk about this trailer gel. The trailer gel, that's got a deep green base to it with some black and gold flake to it. That's to go on your jigs, your football head jigs and stuff like that for pulling there on the bottom. But hey, I used it a bunch catching sauger down there below the dam on a white bait. It does great there too. So, again, it really goes to what kind of look you want. But that's what we done here. We put gold, green, and black flake in this to
Gotcha.
go on your jigs, and of course the chartreuse juice. Man, this is actually starting to become a big front runner. Chartreuse, fish love chartreuse.
Yes.
Everybody knows that.
Right.
It don't make a difference if you crop fish and what fishing you are. So if you want that light hue of chartreuse with some flash effect, that's a good one. That is a real good one. But I want to touch on one thing too before we go talking about this net right quick. All of this has a flash effect, and I really did not know that until I set this up at Redcrest. I set up one of them aquariums and took one of these the live active target bait that everybody's throwing, the little minnow type bait that had a grease on it, and I put lights on top of it, and I put that green magic on there, or that cranking gel, and we put it on there and put them lights on it. Man, I did not realize that baby glowed like you ain't never seen.
Really?
Oh yes. So it's crazy. So you get a flash effect with it too, look like scales coming off.
Right.
But you know what, Paul? We also, I guess you could say it was official launch of our other product, the Thump Net. Man,
oh boys, y'all sit
dog.
back. Now you can have a boat or you can sit on the bank, right?
Man, exactly. It don't make no difference if you're a boat owner or if you don't own a boat and you just know country boy wants to go fish under the bridge on the side of the lake. Hey, this product is for you.
And let me tell you, if you've got 30 crappie in a live well, how hard is it to get them out?
Man, for me with this belly, it's pretty hard.
Okay, and you're give out, ain't you? Don't even feel like dressing.
Yeah, it cuts my hair off.
Tell them what they can do.
All right, yeah. The Thump Net is basically, if you're fishing from a boat, it's a floating live well net. It serves really 2 purposes. 3 purposes. Let's say you're a bass angler and you're culling. Bass anglers, they move fast. They want to hurry up and cull the fish and get back to fishing. So it allows you to just grab that net and pick up, and you have complete control over all those fish. You're not trying to chase the right one. So it helps you cull real quick and put the fish back down in there. And we found out, too, that the bass really love being inside that net. They stay calmer inside the net rather than not being in the net because they're looking at 4 white walls and they're bouncing all over the place. So they feel like they're in a grass mat or something. So that's real cool. And crappie fishing, throw them in there and you grab those handles and you're pulling every one of those crappie out at one time. But another cool feature about it, that the mesh is real small. And when you have a lot of fish in your live well, some of them's going to spit up crawfish. They're going to spit up dead shad. The scales is going to fall off. All of those things are items that actually clog up your live well system in your boat.
Right.
So when you use this product, it traps all of that.
Wow, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, it's cool. And then I had a gentleman the other day who said, hey, it's great to keep his live bait in his live well too. He's actually just using it to put out his live bait in and his fish on outside the net, so it serves two purposes under one live well.
Right.
Yep. And then we also had, if people use a pontoon or they're kayak fishing or aluminum boat, none of those three boats have live well systems in it. Well, that's basically a floating live well.
Right.
So they can throw it over the side and keep their fish alive. So, and then fishing from the bank, same purpose. It's got D-rings on the end. You can unzip that puppy, put them in there. The fish stay real healthy and alive instead of stringing them on a stringer, you know, where you're sticking them through the gills and hurting the fish. Right. Or putting them in these baskets where you kill them, basically putting them in and out.
Right.
You know, so it keeps the fish. It's a lot better environment for the fish.
Right.
And if you don't want to keep all of them, hey, they feel good. They'll swim away.
There
They're not
you
dead.
go.
You know?
Exactly.
So we've been really, really excited about that product. And at Red Crest, I was really surprised, man. It flew off. Everybody had a ton of questions.
I was very excited about the Thump Net when you first told me about it. I thought, boy, this thing right here is going to be the cat's meow now.
You know, and there's one more little tip. We got a little bit of time. And I didn't realize that, you know, if you're fishing like me and you catch a lot of fish, or I don't say I catch a lot of fish, but I'm just saying if you're like me, you don't want to clean them the same day you catch them.
Right.
You want to put them in a cooler. So the neat thing about it is you can pick it up, throw it in the bottom of a cooler, put the ice on top of it, and then the next day you can go out there and grab that net. But, you know, when you ice fish down, there's another problem. They're slimed up.
Yes.
You got that slime on them. This product allows you to hold it up in the air, take the water hose, wash all that slime off, get them puppies clean before you pour them out on the table to clean them. So
hey,
who knows where it's going to go, man.
How long did it take you to come up with that, you little smart tail?
Man, I just tell you, you know, my brain don't stop, you know, right. And I can't take all the credit on that one. I've had some friends that's had that idea, but, you know, they just say, hey, take it to market. And we took it to market, and here we are.
Hey, I can't see your ears, but I see your eyes are turning. Is there something else going on up there?
Man, there is.
Are they?
Yes, man. I don't stop. We actually have some more products that we're waiting on the proper paperwork to get filed out, but y'all get ready, man. That we got some stuff coming, not just for bass fishing, but we're going to turn the cat fishing industry upside down.
Oh,
brother.
me. Let's see. Why don't you send to Monty the name of the cat fishing gel? Let's find out what it's going to be.
I've got a few. Well, I'm not going to drive a nail in that one just yet.
Okay.
But we got some good stuff.
All right. This is fun. This is very exciting. This is what life's all about right here, is just coming up with ways to make people catch more fish, have more fun, have a reason to fish with your friends, your family. Fishing's fun. It's all else. I mean, fantastic.
That's right.
Okay.
That's
Why don't you give them your
where to find it at?
Yes.
All right. Well, look, it's very simple. You can go to thumpgel.com. You're going to see, as soon as you come on, you're going to see the Thump Net and all the products is in line. But, hey, we're fixing to restructure our website. We're going to put some action-packed stuff in there and really get the people to be able to see those tubes and the colors real good. So we're very excited about that. But thumpgel.com. That's not Jail. Jail.
Okay. That's where the fish are.
It's thumpgel.com.
That sounds great.
Right there.
So
of course, right here at GTO.
Oh, that's the mainstay, baby. Don't forget GTO.
That's right.
Monty, I want to tell you, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day to come by and talk to us. I'm glad you had a great Red Crest.
Oh, yeah.
I wish you the best of luck. And will you open it with us when you come out with new stuff here?
Oh, absolutely.
Promise?
Yes, sir.
All right,
you got
guys,
my word.
You have got it going. It is on its way. Y'all keep tagged in. Keep listening. We're going to tell you when it's going to happen and how it's going to happen. Thank y'all so much for tuning in tonight, and I hope y'all enjoyed it as much as we did. Y'all have a great day. Thanks a lot.